Hello, everybody. I am doing another segment check-in on my weight loss journey. So yesterday marked 1 week of being out of surgery. I had my gastric bypass surgery on March 24th. So yesterday marked a week. Yesterday also marked me starting my full liquid diet. So with the full liquid diet, I can still have the clear liquids, the water, diluted juices, such like that. But I can also have creamsicles and popsicles, and I can have cream soups, and I can have yogurt and cottage cheese now. I went out yesterday or a couple days ago and I bought a variety of different cream soups. I bought like chicken tortilla soup that was made with cream. I bought potato soup. I bought like cream of chicken, those kind of things. And you just have to make it a little bit watered down with regular milk. I got 1% milk. So I've been doing that. And then I've also been adding a little paprika and a little garlic powder to that. And it is amazing. And it is so good. It feels so nice to eat, to like actually be eating something instead of just like protein shakes and like actual liquids. But to actually be able to have soups just feels like fucking phenomenal. Like it just feels amazing. So I think yesterday and today I had like bacon, cheddar, and something potato soup by Progresso. So all you have to do is you just take a regular soup with chunks in it and you just put it in a blender, blend it up, make sure there's like literally no chunks in it. And then you take a mesh strainer and you just strain it out so that it's literally completely liquid. So right now they said to do about 1/3 to 1/2 a cup of soup at a time. For my diet, I'm supposed to be eating 6 meals a day, 3 meals of protein shakes, and 3 meals of whatever foods I can have. So yesterday when I started it, I did only 5 meals because I found that adding the soup in makes me full for longer. So I wasn't even able to get in a 6th meal. I did get in my 3 protein shakes, but I only got in 2 like meals, like food meals of the soup because it just made me feel so full. And I just found out that 1/2 a cup was way too much. I mean, so I woke up yesterday early in the morning with my wife while she got ready for work. I made a protein shake with her in the morning, and then I went back to sleep until like 11 a.m., 11:30, and then I made myself a cup of the soup. Like I said, I did about 1/2 a cup, and I would take a bite and wait a few minutes, and then take another bite and wait a few minutes, kind of just to give my stomach time to settle. But 1/2 a cup was just too much. I mean, it made me full for hours, and I literally had to cram the other stuff in. I mean, I had to push my protein shake out like a couple hours and then, push other stuff. Like I didn't have the time or the room because my stomach was just so full from the soup. So I feel like the perfect amount is going to be 1/3 of a cup right now, and it'll probably take me about a half an hour to get through 1/3 of a cup of the soup, and that'll be good. I had my week checkup with my doctor today. I talked to the dietitian. She just, wanted to check up with my water intake and my protein intake, all that kind of stuff. I also had a checkup with the actual, not my doctor because he wasn't there, but his PA came in, his physician assistant came in, looked at all my incisions, said everything was looking good, I was healing properly. So my nutritionist brought up the fact that I could use unflavored protein powder and put it in foods instead of having to actually drink all 3 protein shakes. I can just take a protein powder that's unflavored and put it in food. And I'd heard about that, seen about that, but I really hadn't thought about that. I always thought of drinking my protein shakes and not just putting it in food. So I'm going today to pick up the Gene Pro unflavored protein powder. And my wife works in the supplement industry. She says she really doesn't believe how much protein it packs because the label says that it packs 30 grams of protein for like a little over a tablespoon amount of powder, is what the label says. It says it's like 56 point something like calories, but it packs 30 grams of protein. And I'm like, well, that's phenomenal. If I can get this little scoop instead of those gigantic scoops and I can have 30 grams of protein, like that's great because I'll just put that in my soup And that means I'll be able to have soup more often. That means I'll be able to eat more instead of just having, protein shakes. Because I found that I'm just not liking my protein shakes anymore. I mean, my wife and I stocked up on protein shakes before this because I knew for the first month I have to drink 3 protein shakes a day. So I didn't want to get sick of one flavor. But, I mean, we're only a week in and I was already sick and tired of my flavors. So we literally went through our cabinet yesterday and threw a bunch away. And I was like, we're going to have to figure out more because I was like, I'm getting sick of this. Like, I just couldn't stand the taste of it. So I'm really excited to do the protein powder. I'll probably do 1, maybe 2 a day. Maybe. It depends. I should be drinking, but like I said, I'm really having a hard time finding protein shakes that I like to drink these days. So, and they're expensive. I mean, I'm looking at a Twinkie flavored one and that one is like $30, but then there's a Cake Pops flavored protein powder and that one's like $35. So, I mean, they can get expensive and I don't want to keep wasting my money on stuff that I don't like. But next Wednesday, I start the soft food phase. So I can have stuff like egg salad. I can have mashed potatoes. I can have cooked vegetables that are really soft. I can have like ground meat, so like ground beef and ground turkey. I'm so excited to be able to make taco meat, cheese, and sour cream. Oh my God, I'm craving it so bad. And like I said, again, I'm craving mashed potatoes and egg salad. So that's definitely going to be a thing that I do. And then my wife and I were talking about going to trivia night at one of our favorite restaurants. And I was looking at the menu at the things that I could have to eat. And there really wasn't much. I mean, I'm looking at the menu and there's literally not much. But since I start the soft food phase next week, I can technically have pastas and rice. So there's 2 options. I told my wife, I was like, it's pushing it, but the company, they're the restaurant's Lansing Brewing Company, and they have this soft pretzel with like beer cheese. So I'm like, it would literally be pushing me. I mean, I'm only going to be able to probably have like 2 or maybe 3 bites of it anyway, so it's not really going to matter that much. But I'm like, I could probably get away with the soft pretzel and cheese, but the other thing is macaroni and cheese. So my wife said she'd be okay splitting a macaroni and cheese because I'm probably only going to have a couple bites of it anyways. So I'm like, I don't want to buy my own little helping of mac and cheese for like $15 if I'm only going to have a couple bites. So I think we're going to do that and I'm going to get mac and cheese for that. But I'm literally so excited for that phase because I can actually start to have food. I can have scrambled eggs and like I said, egg salad and that kind of stuff. But I've been having a lot more energy lately. I've been getting out and walking more. Yesterday, I told my wife, I was like, I just have to get out because all I've been doing is sitting on the couch and watching TV, which is great. That's what I kind of wanted for part of this. But my stomach is still sore to the point where I can't bend down. And part of me taking off 3 weeks of work was I wanted to get cleaning done around the house. I wanted to declutter things. I wanted to kind of go through our house and like kind of take a minimalist perspective and kind of go through and kind of get rid of things that weren't really necessary, that aren't really needed in our house anymore. And I can't do that right now because I still can't bend down because it's still too painful and too sore. So I've literally still been on the couch because I haven't been cleared to drive yet. I don't even feel comfortable driving yet. Like my stomach still isn't good to the point where I don't feel like I would want to drive yet. So I told my wife, I was like, we just have to get out of the house. Like every day you come home after work, we have to get out and do something because I'm tired of just sitting on my phone and watching TV because that's all I do all day while she's at work. I mean, I can't take the dog for a walk. The dog just sits in his cage. He was having some urinary and some, digestive tract issues. So he's been having to stay in his cage, but I can't take him out because he's a puller and he's 75 pounds. So my stomach, I can't, lift anything over 10 pounds, they said, for the first month. So that's not happening. So I've been getting out and like walking around my house and like walking down the street around the corner. But I told my wife, I'm like, we just have to get out. So the other day we went to Walmart. And then yesterday we went to Kroger and then we went to Target to just walk around. Today I don't know what we're doing, but I'm just like, we just have to get out and do something. Like, I don't care what it is, but I just can't sit on this couch anymore. And because I have all this free time to sit on my phone, I'm like, I just don't even feel like taking my phone with me, like, anywhere. So, like, I'm just sitting in front of the TV, scrolling Instagram, scrolling Facebook, like, saving recipes, all that kind of stuff. But then by the time she gets home and I want to go out someplace, I'm like, you know what? I'm just leaving my phone here at the house. I'm like, I'll just deal with whatever when I get back, because I'm just constantly sitting on my phone all day. And I feel like once I'm able to get up and like bend down and like actually clean the house, I won't be as stationary and I'll be like happier. But I mean, there's really not much I can do right now. But my energy is really up. Like, I feel it. I feel it coming back. I feel, I'm feeling pretty good. Other than my stomach's a bit sore still, I feel pretty good. So we weighed myself at the doctor today. I lost about 6 pounds in the last week. I mean, I was previously losing weight before surgery, so I wasn't expecting that I was going to drop a big amount of weight this first week. But the doctor said that she would anticipate that this first month after surgery, I'm probably going to lose about 25 pounds. I don't know. They say usually after your third week, you stall a little bit, so that's what I'm expecting. But this is a lifelong journey, so I'm not expecting that I'm just going to start dropping hundreds of pounds really quickly. I mean, I watched somebody on their journey and they dropped 200 pounds from this surgery, but it took them a couple years. So I'm not expecting that it's going to come off and I'm just going to keep seeing the scale drop like 15, 20 pounds in a week or something like that. But the other thing is, it's not necessarily about the weight. It's about the little non-scale victories, about being able to fit into smaller clothes and being able to notice my face getting slimmer, that kind of stuff. So I'm also looking forward to that. I really haven't noticed my clothes are fitting any differently yet. Like I said, I've lost 60 pounds or so since having surgery, like before the surgery and like where I'm at now. And I still don't feel any different in my clothes. But I've had people say that I look different. Like, my wife says she can tell. My coworkers say they can tell that I've dropped weight. I guess I can tell a little bit in my facial structure that I've dropped weight. And maybe like in my chest area, but like other than that, none of my clothes feel differently. But I'm ready for the little non-scale victories. Like my legs are really bad. Like, I hold water in my legs really, really bad. So I'm excited for the day that I look down at my legs and they're not as like big and swollen and red all the time. I'm excited to be able to fit better in car seats, like when I put my seatbelt on, or like one of my friends wants to get season tickets to Cedar Point, and I really can't fit in the seats at an amusement park anymore. And I love amusement parks. Like, I love roller coasters. So that's something I'd like to be able to do again. And like, that's another non-scale victory, I'm looking forward to, is the day that I can fit into a roller coaster seat again, so we can do that. It's just the little things, just the little things. So I guess I'll check in a couple days. Easter's coming up pretty soon, so I'll just check in a couple days and, update you guys on how I'm feeling. But other than that, we will see you guys later.